What's up, chat? About to start Mo Money Mondays.
All right. Posted your Twitch too.
What's up, Ace?
Ready to go.
Ace is in here. Ace, are you so whatevs? Ace, are you recovering from your 24-hour stream, bro? I cannot fathom.
How long ago did that end?
Like sometime today. I want to say like right now. I think was technically the
He's
end.
a quitter.
Oh, didn't make it. Okay, can I just say this, Ace? I don't know how you do it. Like, I'm older, man. I can't even if I was going to do a 24-hour stream, I quit at 4:45, yeah. The only way I could do it is, like, to literally start playing the moment I woke up and hope I could make it 24 hours. Ace started at 8 p.m. his time. That's when he started. And then he tried to go 24 hours. I was like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It's just no way.
That's noteworthy. That's pretty good.
That's amazing, Ace, because that would not be happening for me, bro. Yeah, 2 a.m. Exactly, Abyss. Exactly. This is so crazy, man.
I just once I got like a headache.
Couldn't do it. Could not do it. All right, guys. Welcome to Mo Money Mondays, full control. A night we dedicate to making money, learning how to make money, try to be a bit more efficient making money. Welcome. Excited you're here. Here's what we're going to do tonight. I got a couple different things to talk through. There have been, I think, over 40 craft changes. So we want to talk about some of the ones that are notable. The ones that are make you money, right? I'm not going to talk about the ones that aren't going to make you money. There's a bunch of them that will help you craft found and rate items for your quest. By all means, go find those. There's huge comprehensive lists of all these changes. I'm not going to do all that tonight. You can read. You don't need me to read it for you. I just want to talk about ways you can make rubles or dollars. First things first, we just installed this last week a new bot called the Sesh bot on our Discord. It is a calendar bot. It's tracking events for us. It allows us to enter in events and take RSVPs for those events. Automatically, if you RSVP for an event, it will send you like a personal reminder on your own through Discord, which is really, really cool. If you're ever wondering like what's on the calendar for us, just type in !list. Just !list. In any channel, hit enter, and a list of the things that we've put into the calendar will come up. You can click on any event and get those details, RSVP for it. You can actually convert it into your own time. That has that feature as well. Very cool feature. Really excited about it because this Discord keeps expanding what it's doing. We keep expanding more events. We've got tonight. We've got Thursday night. We've got 2 different events on Saturday. And we've got a survey out where we're trying to find even more stuff. Lots of events going on. In addition to all that, we're taking submissions for our monthly video that Hamish puts together. So you can submit videos. Just tag Hamish the Viking on the Pix Clips channel, and he'll grab your clip and look at it and see if it'll go in the big compilation we do monthly. And he's handing out awards for that too, so there's potentially get prizes. I think I've already handed him a couple of mine and a couple of some of you Twitch streamers who had good events that I clipped, like Aces today when he didn't realize that there was a rat in the room that he was in, ready to shoot him in the back of the head, and screamed, "Oh my God," in the middle of his stream. This was amazing. So anyways, that'll probably make it on there, Ace, by the way. Lots of stuff and more to come. We actually have 2 or 3 more things we're going to roll out here shortly. But tonight's about making money. So let me talk to you about some trades to do and some trades maybe to stay away from, things that we used to do that we don't do. So let's just talk through real quickly. First and foremost, like crafts and trades you should be looking at. Some of this will be dependent on level. And I'll just tell you what I'm doing to make money right now. And we'll talk about a couple things you got to do in the market. So if you're really new to Tarkov, it has this thing called the flea market. And when you're in the flea market, this flea market is like a real market. And so because it has real people behind it, it's going to fluctuate based on supply and demand. So you're going to find that there's a lot of items. If you want to buy low, you're going to buy them in the morning. If you want to sell them high, you're going to sell them on the weekend or at night when everyone's playing, right? So we can talk about some of those market dynamics later. Primarily, though, I want to talk about some crafts and some trades to make you money you may not be aware of with all these changes recently. So here is the first one I want to talk about. Let's go in the hideout and take a look at some of these. Let's talk about what I'm crafting and what you might be crafting in each of these stations to make money inside your hideout. So let's go Intelligence Center first. Let's say you've done the work to get to Intelligence level 3. What are you going to craft in here? Well, if you're like me, I'm crafting some video cards because I want to fill out the last couple slots in my Bitcoin farm, but you don't have to. You could craft video cards to make money because they're selling at phenomenally well right now. Let's see what they're at right now. 880,000 is the lowest. We're really pushing 900,000, which is amazing. To be honest, might be better to sell now and buy later if you have enough money to survive and you're doing okay. You might sell graphics cards right now because they're going so well and buy them when they come down. They're going to inevitably come down. It's just going to take time for them to come back down. If you really want to make some cash in here and you're not going to stuff things in your Bitcoin farm, you could craft VPXs. Let's take a look at this VPX right now. VPXs are going for over 300,000 a piece. You get 2 VPXs off the craft. So that's 600 plus thousand in gross revenue. Go back and look what it takes to make that. It's not a lot. It's an SSD, a broken G phone, and a RAM. Is it 1 RAM? Bill, is it 3?
It's going to be in high demand.
Yeah.
I got to double check on the wiki because I'm currently crafting right now.
Yeah,
It doesn't show
it
you
might be
anything.
more than 1 RAM.
But one of the things that's really noteworthy about those VPXs is crafting those
3
throughout
RAM.
wipe is I'm pretty confident that price is going to stay around 300K because of these new crafts around the key cards and interchange.
Yep.
Where I haven't tested this yet, I'd be eager to see if someone in the community can, but the 21WS key card, presumably, I think you can use it down until it has 1 use.
Yep.
And then use VPXs and flash drives and the RFID to craft it into a fresh 11SR. And a lot more people have those late wipe. There's going to be a lot more printed Bitcoin farm crazy money in this economy, late wipe. I think those VPX is going to be super high demand all wipe.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Sensory, thanks for following, man. For all you guys that are joining us maybe for the first time, if you enjoy this content, if you find it at all helpful, would love for you to follow us. We try to do this every single week and give you info. So it has been confirmed, Bill, that you, by the way, you can use that card all the way down to 1 use. Thanks, Young. You get 1 use, and then you can craft it. Yeah, I have. That has been confirmed in the wiki. So it is 3 RAM, 1 SSD, 1 broken G phone for 600 plus thousand gross revenue. Let me just tell you right now, the only downside to this craft is it takes a long time, so the per minute value is not great. But if you're not doing anything else in your intelligence center, you're going to make a ton of money. Like, this is a big money maker. It just takes time. So
and it really is great for leveling because you don't have to come back and change it, 10 times a day as you do the gunpowder and whatnot.
So, Bill, what I did, knowing that VPXs were in these new crafts, is I went out and I bought a stack of RAM. I bought like 26 of RAM, stuffed them in a scab junk box, and I'm just slowly using them for VPXs, and then I'm using the VPXs to build my graphics cards. Instead of buying them for 900,000 a piece, I'm just crafting them for much lower rate. Much lower. Okay, let's talk about another thing you're going to want to work on. Med Station. Let's talk about what you can do with the Med Station. Okay, so don't craft LEDXs for money. You're going to lose money. That's a bad idea. If you have to craft the LEDX, it's for a found in raid 1 for your quest. Otherwise, it's not worth it. Let's talk about what is worth it right now. There's a couple things you can do. I was doing last wipe. I was crafting piles of meds for the trade, but piles of meds are so cheap right now, it's not actually going to make you a lot of money. So I wouldn't do that. I would buy your piles of meds for the sugar trade. If you're trading for sugar, remember, therapists will give you a sugar for 5 piles of meds. That equates to giving you a sugar for roughly 45 to 47,000 rubles, which is well below market rate. You can do 3 per refresh. It's a great way to get sugar if you're doing moonshine. Come back to that later. So what do you craft in here? You craft Salewas and IFACs if you're lower level because you can still make money off those. Not a lot, but remember, crafting is always good because it buffs passive skills. I'll show you that in just a minute. Hey, Cryptic, thanks for joining us, buddy. Guys, if you don't follow Cryptic, that's one streamer you should be following.
Definitely a quick plug for his event, too.
Yeah,
we are looking for registration for the event coming up this Saturday, which, again, you can use the Sesh bot to get a reminder on.
Yes. Christoph, I don't know if it affects memory, but I know for a fact that well, I'm going to show you in a minute what crafting does. I want to show you it has two major effects inside your hideout, which then has a passive effect on you, which has a multiplier for some other stuff. But yeah, take a look at that link, guys. The Rat Race was my single favorite tournament of all the tournaments that we've run so far, because it doesn't matter your level, doesn't matter how much money you have. You can run as a scav, you run with pistols. It's a very cool event. And generally speaking, every single person that ran the Rat Race the last time we did it came out like over 1 million to the positive. So if nothing else, even if you lost, you'd make like 1 million rubles for doing it. Which, I mean, who doesn't want to make 1 million rubles? What's up, Snowster? Man, Snowster's Mr. Apex Legends over here. He's a gamer. He's a pro gamer. He's maybe the only pro gamer in here. What's up, Justin? All right, so what do you craft in here? If it's not IFAX or Salewas, which is low level, low margin, but at least you're making money or getting your stuff. Yeah, I know. I would craft one of two things. I'd craft SJ6s or I would craft Propitals, okay? The way you craft SJ6s are going for 55,000 a piece. You get two, so that you get 110,000 gross revenue. You need to buy your saline solution. Let's see, I wrote it all down. You need to buy saline sub 30,000 if you can, or sub 35 at least, to make money. So don't buy it when it's up at 40, 45. Buy it when it's under 35, which it will dip. Piles of meds, you can buy those. They're super cheap. Hey, Yeti. And then lastly, your SJ1s, you want to buy SJ1s at 35,000 or below as well. If you do that, you're spending substantially less money than the 110,000 gross revenue you're going to get. You make big money. It doesn't take that long. Craft them pretty fast. And they're even higher than 55,000 on the weekends. So during the week, you get 55,000 a piece, 110,000, even more on the weekends. Big money maker. This is probably the go-to money maker right now, guys. Like, this is the one, okay? The other one is your Propital. Now, here's what you do on your Propital. I think someone already put it in chat. I think this is a kind of a well-known thing. It takes piles of meds, a golden star, and an ibuprofen. The deal is, the way you do this to get these 7 Propitals is you use the golden star, which is super expensive, until it has 1 use left. When it has 1 use left, then you put it in your inventory and you use it for this craft. Okay? So the 1 use, if we were looking at market value, this costs about 90,000 for a full one. That means each use is worth about 9,000. So really, the cost of this, once you get down to 1 use, is only 9,000. At 9,000 to get 7 Propitals, which is, they're worth 18 to 19,000 a piece, almost, 100.
Good spread.
It's a huge spread. You're gonna make money, right? So you wait till 1, you make these Propitals, you sell them, you can buy more golden stars. You think of it that way, okay? Great job, Dan. Yeah, that's absolutely the way we want to go. So we're either making SJ6s or we're making Propitals. Here, if you have a high enough med station, if not, you're making Salewas and IFAX, using them, whatever. You're not making piles of meds. You're buying piles of meds under 10,000. Okay, let's go on to the next thing. Hey, if you're in chat right now and you're listening, tell me yes if you have a booze generator. Just type in yes. I want to know who has a booze generator, okay? In chat. If you have a booze generator, it makes sense to make booze only if you're going to run it in the scav case, okay? It does not yet make sense to make booze if you're just selling the booze. Now, if you're holding on to them for later, that's fine, okay? But don't try to, you're not going to make the money you want to make selling the booze, the moonshine, right now. It's not high enough. It will get there. It's just not there yet, okay?
This is one of those kind of long-term assets where you got to think about how many people out there, out of the average, have the scav case to run it. Probably not many do right now comparatively. So moonshine, if you can hang on to it in a Lodnik bag or something like that, it's gonna rise in price eventually.
Yes.
But yeah, you may be better off just selling purified water.
You are, because
or whatever.
You just hit the nail on the head. The purified water is going really high right now. It's only at 100 to go over 110, over 115 all the time. Just sell it, right? Because that's great value, guys. Your water filter, it only takes 60% of a water filter to get one of these. So if you think about that, your water filter costs you what, 50,000 right now, Bill? And 60, let's call it 60,000. And 60% of that's like 40K, right? So it's actually less than 40K. So it's only going to cost you 40,000 to make the purified water. You can sell it at 110. Phenomenal margin. If you want to just stay there and make money, make these and sell them. Make these and sell them. You can make these in the nutrition center, turn them into aquamaries, but you don't want to sell aquamaries until the weekend. Otherwise, it's not worth it. And then, again, I told you about the sugar trade. You buy piles of meds. You go to therapist. You get 3 sugars. It's 5 piles of meds for each sugar. It'll take you 15 piles of meds to get 3 per refresh. And you're paying about $47,000 a piece. So if you think about this, I paid, let's just say I paid $45,000. So I paid $90,000 for this, and I paid $40,000 for this. I paid $130,000 for my moonshine. I could make a slight profit by selling it, right? They're selling for $180. I make $50K, but it took forever. It was a double thing to make it. It's not worth it to sell it. But $130,000 to run that moonshine in my scav case is totally worth it, right? Because it's not actually that hard to make 130,000 rubles or more in the scav case. In fact, oftentimes you make a lot more. I got a key the other day worth 500,000.
You're gonna have to average out.
Yeah,
There's a lot of those ones where you're not gonna make money up front, but you will certainly.
You will make money over time, right? You'll have some low ones. You make 50, 60K, and you're like, man, I didn't make money. But then you'll have, like I have, somebody.
Obviously, a certain factor of luck here, but I think there's a lot of data that suggests it's a good trade.
The data says over time you're gonna make money on this. Nick Buter last week got 3 tank batteries in 1 week. I got a 500,000 key in my last scav run, or the one before, right? Which was the marked key was 550K. I mean, you make it up with big, you're probably not getting red key cards here. You could, but you're probably getting some big keys here, some big armor, some stuff like that. You're selling for a bunch of money. You're gonna make money here. It's a little like gambling, but you're gonna pay off. So that's what you do with that. Water collector, you're just always running the water collector, right? So you're coming out, you're buying yourself a water filter, and you just want that running all the time. I'm going to talk about some passive skills and how you can make this even better. Some of you know this, but there's new skills that actually impact this. Up to 60K. Ooh, look at that. You got a black key card worth 6 to 7 mil. Well, you made some money. Man, did you make some money.
Anything can happen.
Right.
The black key card for fame, did you get that out of Intel or out of Moonshine?
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I would say Intel's the highest chance of that, right? Intel. Intel is keys and cards. Like keys and cards. 6 reds and a 7K. 6 red key cards and a 7K scav case. Man, I wish. I wish. Okay, couple more and we'll get gone here. Let's see what we've got left. Nutrition. To be honest, I'm not a big fan of just about anything. This whole Daniel Jackal whiskey thing, there was like a week where it was mildly profitable to make this. I don't even think it's profitable anymore. I would say about the only thing that's worth it to run in here is if you do the SAS chassis trade for the M1s, you can make the Wilstons. If you get 2 of these chocolate bars, you can make some sugar, especially later on. Nobody's really sitting on a bunch of water usually if you have moonshine, but if you didn't, you can make some aquamaries. The rest of this, guys, I don't run this very often. It's just not worth it. In fact, I have to force myself to make something just to help my crafting skills because it's not worth it. All right, here's the 2 big ones that everyone asks me about, right? It's workbench and lavatory. This is always what should we make in here, and it changes. The M1 trade even went up. Gosh. Okay, right now, if you're talking about just easy money, the single thing, yeah, man, drop a link, Gloveless, absolutely, 100. If it doesn't fit in here, here, hold on, let me do a permit. Give me 1 second. Let's see if that works. Type this in. Oh, well, it already worked. There you go. Okay, the cheapest, simplest, no-brainer thing to run in the workbench right now, if you've unlocked Spa Tour Part 2, so you have to have completed Spa Tour Part 2, is green gunpowder. If you can buy M67s right now, and you don't have to go on the market to do this, this is going to make you good money. It doesn't take very long. It's not, you're not going to just crush it, but you're just going to make money after money after money. Because you can buy this for the equivalent of less than 10,000 rubles. right? And so when you can buy this for,
Yeah.
look at the gap, right? Like I'm telling you, this is about the equivalent of 10,000 rubles, maybe 9,500 rubles. The next closest on the market is 36,000. So if you don't have this unlocked, it's not worth it to do this craft. Don't do it. The moment you get Spa Tour Part 2 done, you should be buying these M67s. Then you should be going to Prapor. You should buy all 6 of the smoke grenades that he'll give you at a time. And you should be coming into the hideout, and you should make green gunpowder, because green gunpowder, it's 2 M67s. They cost you 10,000 rubles a piece. That's 20,000. What did I just pay for this? I just paid, what was the cost here? 6,000 rubles. Okay, so I paid 6,000 rubles for that. So it's 26,000 rubles, and I'm going to get, for 26,000 rubles, green gunpowder. And every one of those bad boys is going to go 67,000. I'm paying 25, 26. I'm making a lot of money here, because the gross on that is at least 67, probably more. I'm actually going to put these up for 68.9. So you're going to see big margins here. That's a massive margin, right? I'm actually making double the cost. Paying 26, making 69. So
I always think there's something to say too about these crafts where you can buy from traders, and you don't have to consider the volatility of the market when you're thinking about restocking and making new crafts.
It really is a no-brainer, right? Because
yeah, that green gunpowder is going to spike up and down with people doing these crazy new crafts from the OFC shells and general things based off of BP ammo. But you know for a fact that your input cost is one thing.
Yep. Now, margin is debatable, because we don't all pay the same fees on the market based on a bunch of other factors. Intelligence level 3, plus some passive skills I'm going to talk about in just a second. So profit is a little bit different. Oh, wow.
Oh, there we go.
Wow. Man, I'm not going to do the rest of this presentation for Bat Dad in Bat Dad voice, because that's a lot. But my first raid, hold on, I've got this sitting somewhere. Give me a second. Let me find this thing. I've been waiting on this.
There it is.
Oh, that's exciting. Oh, that's good.
You have to chug as Bat Dad too.
I mean,
Atomic redeemed chug.
I mean, just for preparation, last night I watched Lego Batman just to be ready for this.
Yeah.
Like, to be in character, like fully. Okay. All right. Man. All right. First raid, all Bat Dad. Whew. This is gonna be good. All right. If you so just back on track. Massive money maker if you're doing the green gunpowder, and easy, right? It's a no-brainer. You can buy non-volatile ingredients, meaning you could buy both ingredients from the trader in bulk, and you don't have to worry about going and buying the ingredients. It's for now, guys. It's just the simplest thing. Okay, now here I'll say this: if you don't have that, what do you run? Okay, let's go back in here and look real quick. If you don't have Spa Tour Part 2 and you're far away, you can run AP 6.3. It's a great craft to run. You're going to make money on that, but you don't want to sell under 1,000 a round. So you need to wait for it to get to over 1,000 a round. If you're really low level, red gunpowder is a phenomenal craft, right? Sure. Because you can do it at level 2 workbench. GMA link is expired. Thanks, Sinister. I'll get that fixed. The other thing you run is M61. Now, M61, a little more volatile, okay? And what I mean by that is you've got to wait till it passes 1,700 to really cash in on M61, because it's like a 4-hour craft. But if you're going to be on the weekend and you make it in bulk, okay, so you need more than 300 rounds. If you make it in bulk, somewhere in the weekend, it's going to spike above 1,800, and you're going to make huge dollars on it. But you have to wait for it. Hey, thank you, Portraits. But it will spike. It will happen. It will happen every single weekend, because M61 now is king, and M62 sucks. Like, don't even use. It's terrible. It's worthless. It's garbage. Okay. The other two things you can make that are very simple at low levels is you can make cords and wires very simply, and they're actually pretty high percentile margins. So you can just get some cords and make 8 wires out of that. It's actually a pretty good craft. You start running the numbers on that, it's not bad at all. And then you can also actually make cords as well. There's a circuit board craft that's not bad, but guys, I would tell you, I like to stick to the ammo or the red gunpowder. So make red gunpowder 6.3 or M61 early on, then because it's good ammo to run if you need it, right? Like M61 is great to have a little bit of. You can hold a little bit back. And then the last thing is, what you really need to do is prioritize SPA Tour Part 2 and then start making this craft. Think about it. I'm paying $26,000. I'm making $68,000, $69,000 on every bottle of green gunpowder. That's big money. That's great margin. The dollars are good. The margins, the percentiles are good. Okay, last thing here is your lavatory. Lavatory is kind of cool because you don't even have to have power running to make stuff in the lavatory. Couple cool things about the lavatory. I'm going to give you some safe stuff. I'm going to give you some volatile stuff. I'm going to give you some big hitters, okay? So if you have the expeditionary fuel tanks, okay, and they're not found in raid, then you want to make this mag case. It will make you big money, okay? But I want you to see something real quick. If you have, even if they're empty, okay, these expeditionary fuel tanks, look what they're selling for at 0, okay? Tell me who knew this. Tell me who knew that a 0 out of 60 expeditionary blue fuel tank was selling for $140,000. Bill, did you know that?
We talked a week or two ago when we were talking about fuel costs and how much they tinker with things in this game
this is
all the
crazy.
time. They could be 200 next
I
week.
mean, it's nuts.
If they drive up other prices around, those types of cases. But yeah, this is...
It's an empty tank. It doesn't even have any fuel in it. Like what? You're not getting fuel out of this. You're getting a blue piece of plastic. It's cost you 140,000 rubles. So guys, listen to me. If you use the blue fuel tank because you found it in raid, don't sell it with fuel in it. Finish the thing out in your generator and sell it for 140,000 for 0. I mean, that's great. Don't craft with it by any means. Do not craft with a 0 out of 60 blue fuel tank. Sell it if it's found in raid. This is crazy talk, okay? Again, guys, thanks for joining. I realize there's a bunch of people in chat. If you enjoy this content, if this is helpful at all, we'd love it if you'd follow us and or sub. Everybody with Amazon Prime gets a free sub, so you can always throw that our way. We appreciate it. Instead, let me show you what you will do in your hideout real quick if you don't have that, okay? So, again, if it's found in raid, you're going to sell it. If it's not found in raid, then absolutely make this mag case. It's really good. Now, let's say we don't have any of that. Like, I'm not running... Hey, thanks, Atomic. I really appreciate it. So, if you don't have this, like, I'm not running any Bill. I don't know what you're running right now, but if I go look at my hideout, I'm running all metal. Because, and I'll show you why in just a second. I'm going to actually show you a way to get fuel way cheaper than what you just saw on the market, okay? I'm running all metal, and here's why I'm running metal, okay? If you have it unlocked, you go to Prapper. I'm going to check what level it is right now. If you go here, let's see what it is. Not 1. It's 2. So everybody should have Prapper level 2. Oh, man, I appreciate that, Portraits. So look at what it takes to get this real quick. To get a metal fuel tank, which is 100 out of 100 instead of 60 out of 60, it takes 2 propanes, and it takes 1 fuel conditioner. Hey, appreciate that, Randover. Think about what that costs you. You can buy propane every morning at 25,000 rubles. So you can get 2 propanes for 50K. Fuel conditioners are going to run 37. So for 87,000 every single morning, you can get in here and get a full 100 out of 100 fuel. 87,000. A blue fuel tank empty is going for 140. Don't buy those blue fuel tanks unless you're going to sell them back on the market. It just doesn't make sense, right? You're going to pay all that money. You can't sell it back once it's not found in raid. Go here, go to Prapper, trade him for metal fuel tanks. 87,000 rubles, save a ton of money, guys. Don't go buy blue fuel tanks. I know last swipe we told you to go buy them. It changed. It's different. You can't do that anymore. So don't do that. If you're buying blue right now, stop doing that. Okay, last thing, lavatory. I'm going to finish this. What should you be making in your lavatory? Okay, I like hoses, okay? But the thing about the hoses is I'm only making the hoses when I can buy the ingredients really cheap. So what's cheap? I want sub 10K on my blue tape. I want sub 11K on my wires, and I want sub 20K on my tubes. If I do that, I have a pretty good cost of goods. And then when I sell my, I think I sold all my hoses already. When I sell my hose, oh, here's some. When I sell my hoses, I want 45,000 or above. So when I see this right here, when I see this surplus, I'm going to wait just a little bit because I want to put, see the gap between 44,000 right here and 49? This right here, I want to see how fast this gap is closing. If it's not closing fast enough, I'm holding it, right? Don't be this guy. Don't be the guy that is selling his hoses for $26,800. Like that's nutty. I can't do Southern.
Yeah, there's only one real reason for it. If you're really liquidating and you only have those 3 slots and you need the cash immediately.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you can almost always make, it's between 38 and 45. That's a noticeable difference.
Well, look,
to be just
Bill,
hanging on for a few minutes.
Look at how fast the gap just closed. I hit refresh twice, right? We're already at 40,000, and there are now only 4 hoses, 5 technically, between us and 49,000. Okay, look at this.
Thinking about buying behavior, it's not uncommon for someone to just, every once a minute or so to buy up everything below 40.
Yeah, so I would come in here, even now, because that gap is actually not that far off, and I would type in 48,999, which is a big profit for me based on what I just told you, and I would sit it there, and I'll tell you what, in 20 minutes or less, it's going to sell. Okay? All right, that's one last thing. If you're unsure, if you can't get the stuff at the right price and you just want to run something, the safest thing in this whole lavatory to run is scav backpacks. You can buy this ripstop consistently under 10K. It's a little high at night, but normally it's about 10K. And you can come back in here and you can buy the fleece. Let's go back to the fleece. You can buy this fleece under 10K. That's 20K total, right? They're going to sell for $15,500 a piece. So you're going to sell for basically $31,000 and a $20,000 cost. Okay? So the only problem with running scav backpacks is there's not a lot of room in most of our inventories to stick 2 scav backpacks. So the only downside of this is it kind of takes a lot of room. But sell your backpacks at $15,500 or $15,499. If you see it's really low, just wait for a little bit, stack them, hold off, build a few, and sell them all at once. I know inventory space is the only problem here, okay? Last couple things. That's all the crafts. I'm not going to tell you other crafts. I want to tell you a couple things. The trades have changed. I want to show you this real quick. Trades have changed. So I just want to show you this real fast on the trades. When you come in to trade for armor now, I'm not level 4 Ragman yet, so I don't have all of the trades unlocked. But I will show you this. There's some trades that have changed that used to be really good. While the M1 trade is not bad, even though it's changed. Where'd that sucker go? There it is. Even though the M1, you still got the 4 Aquamarines. This isn't terrible. This trade is actually really good right now, guys. So TV110 is probably one of the best tier 4s you can get because of the way that the space works, how efficient it is. Very repairable, really good tier 4 if you're going to run tier 4. And you can make bleach and shampoo in your lavatory really cheaply. So I want to let you know, like, that's a great trade for you if you need tier 4 armor. I've done this trade. You can produce the parts. You can actually get this really, really low. I think I ran the numbers on this, and I was getting TV110s. Let me check my number here. I was getting a full 85 out of 85 TV110 for like 60,000 was the cost, right? So for 60,000 rubles of cost, if you make this stuff in your lavatory, you can get a full 85 out of 85 TV110. The normal rate of that in the daytime is 100,000. At night, 120,000 for 60,000. So this is a great tier 4. If you want tier 5 right now, at level 3 where I'm at, it's not anything great, like super great. Probably the best thing is still the Tech trade. Although they upped this again, they made it 5 respirators. So you have to buy these when they're low. You have to buy them in the morning. If you don't buy them when they're low, it's not worth it. You might as well just buy your armor at this point, but go buy a Corund or whatever. Last thing I'm going to show you inside the hideout, or no, not in the hideout, is this. So we talked about this at the end of last wipe. I predicted that you were going to, like, your hideout management skill and your crafting skill were going to be, like, super important this wipe. Okay, I want to show you why. Okay, my hideout management skill now is 26, okay, which means I get a 26% boost on all the passive zones in the hideout, and I get a 13% decrease of my fuel consumption, my air filter, and my water filters. So that water filter is making purified water is even more efficient. My library, my intelligence center have all been boosted, right? These are all passive boosts. My air filter's boosted, and then the crafting skill, of course, helps you with the reduction of time. Why that matters. So let's go back to the hideout. Let's go look at something really cool like our library. Okay, you build your library to get bonuses, but my library skills probably look different than yours because we might have different hideout management skills. So my additional raid experience, hey, thanks Jellyfish, appreciate that, is 18.75 additional XP on every raid, and my practical skills is 37.5. That is the library plus this hideout management skill. How do you boost the hideout management skill? By upgrading your hideout and by doing more crafts. The more crafts, the better. Keep crafting. Craft as much as you can. I mean, don't lose money on it, but craft. Then I want to look at this. Let's look at the intelligence center real quick. My scav cooldown, negative 43.75. Quest reward money is up. Insurance return time is down. And flea market commission, the one we really care about because we're making money, negative 37.5. Why? Because intelligence level 3 plus that hideout management skill has boosted that number. The higher I get that, the less money I pay on the flea market, the more money goes back in my pocket. So keep crafting in your hideout. It matters. You're going to make money that way. All right, guys, that's all I got for you. Appreciate you coming and just sitting here while we talk. We're going to transition to our raid. So what we're going to do, we're going to break you all into groups. We're going to try to keep you in groups of 4 or less. You can scab if you want to.